There we go. So hello. It is Silly Sunday. I did that on purpose. So welcome to Unity of Greater Hartford again, and welcome to Silly Sunday. And so glad to see all of you here and people on Facebook and website. And with me today is our musical director, Carolyn Fisher, our prayer chaplain ministry leader, Deborah Giddings, our worship assistant, Kirk Smallage, and live stream masters, Jim Mahoney, Julie Alward, and Tony Bensko. We also have with us some prayer chaplains, and if you just raise your hand right now, I'll formally introduce you later on, but there they are. And we also have greeters. Thank you for being outside, our wonderful greeters, and in addition to our ambassadors and ushers. And although we are filming and live streaming, don't let this affect your experience. Feel free to get up and walk around the cabin. Go out, leave the sanctuary if you need to, and certainly clap and applaud, call out in response. However, I'm sure you know by now that there is no singing permitted except by Carolyn. Now, I know, because I'm kind of one of them, some people are very disappointed that we're not allowed to sing indoors, especially what I call the Unity peace song. And unfortunately, churches have been the sites of super spreader events since the virus, and now certainly this new Delta strain. It spreads very, very easily indoors, and when people are singing, that singing really releases. So the board met this past week and discussed how to help keep us all safe. So while singing is still not permitted, we know that some of you like to mouth the words and some of you like to hum, and yet we know that it is a very easy path from humming and mouthing the words to inadvertently singing. People on our board said, I didn't even realize I was singing. And so if it's your desire to hum or mouth the words, and it's your desire to demonstrate your love for everyone by not singing, then I'm going to ask you that if you're going to mouth the words or you're going to hum, to put on your mask, okay? And that way, if you inadvertently start singing, you'll have the mask on. Okay, and of course, we have extra masks back there in the atrium. Okay, so you can, if you didn't say, well, I didn't need one today, we've got plenty. Just grab one. And today, you had the opportunity to receive another type of mask, a fun animal mask. That's mine. And and it's a mask for yours to take. If you didn't get one, please go out and grab one. And it's yours to take home also. Okay, so, if you go, oh, well, I'm too mature for that. This is Silly Sunday. You have permission. You have permission. So take it home with you, and maybe you'll create your own silly day at some point. So we're going to be putting this mask on during the first song that Carolyn sings. And you might I'm also going to put on a nose and mouth mask and this because I want to come down and interact with all of you. And so once you get your mask on, you're free to get up and dance if you want to. You might want to find a kindred animal and take a selfie. You can put it on your Facebook page. I mean, who's going to know who you are? You've got this on. And or you could send it to me, and I'll print it out and put it on the bulletin board. So feel free. And if you're like, well, I'm not that type of person. Okay, it's okay. The whole idea is to not just act silly, but to appreciate silliness. So perhaps if you're not ready this Sunday morning to act silly, okay, you can appreciate silliness and laugh You could just put it on yourself and just sit where you are and just giggle to yourself about how wonderfully silly you might look. And if you're on Facebook or you're on our website, think about how wonderfully silly people might look, or you yourself might look, and join with us. If you're on Facebook, perhaps you'll put in what animal you could see yourself being this morning. So I hope that you will have fun with this, enjoy it, and if you find it a bit strange or intimidating, just sit with it and enjoy other people, all right? It's all about us just being okay with silliness and enjoying the benefits of laughter. And of course, as we do that, and as you chuckle and giggle and laugh, you might just start a new heart opening, and that could be very cool to find out. So we also, you've been handed when you came in, hopefully you got a Sunday bulletin. Kathy Diggs is standing up in the back. If you didn't get one and you would like one, just raise your hand. She'll bring one to you. If you're online, you can find one on our homepage of the website, unityhartford.org. And if you are in the sanctuary and you have a bulletin, please remember to take this bulletin with you when you leave, because I'm the one who has to pick it up afterwards, and I would appreciate not having to do that. So thank you for taking that with you. So together, let's do this. Let's affirm what we know about unity. So let's together say our welcome affirmation together. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And of course, we also know that here at Unity, we welcome, value, and include all people. So welcome again to all of you this morning, those in the sanctuary, as well as those watching us on Facebook and on our website. And if you're on Facebook, you're invited to make your presence known. Talk to each other, say hello, send up an emoji, have fun with that also. And I also would like to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. If this is your first time being here, visiting us, especially visiting us in the sanctuary, just raise your hand and let us know. We'd love to give you an information package. Okay. And if you're online and it's your first time joining us, or you would like more information about this spiritual movement we call Unity, or about this particular Unity Church, then just send an email to us, officemgr@unityhartford.org. So that's officemgr@unityhartford.org. In that email, please include your name and your address, and we'll mail you out an information package. All right. So I think right now we're ready to get ourselves in a little prayer. So let's do that. Let's just take this moment to get ourselves grounded in prayer. So today we affirm, we stand firm in all our wonderful spiritual powers. We embrace the power, the light of power, which allows us to have dominion over our thoughts and our emotions. We embrace our power of understanding, allows us to comprehend and have a realization and an inspiration. And as we embrace those powers, we make the choice to be grateful for our weather. That no matter what is happening in our weather, we know that it is a blessing in some way. And so we no longer resist weather. We no longer disparagingly talk about weather. But instead, we know that we are choosing to say yes to weather, to embrace all its multitude of positive blessings. And so today, whether the sun is shining outside, we know that it's shining within. And we, for that realization, for that power of understanding, we say thank you. Thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is. Amen. All right. And so now I'm going to, oh, I love you. I'm going to invite Kirk to come in and give us the announcements.
Good morning, UGH. Hey, even old bucks need to wear glasses. Come on now, cooperate. They worked earlier during rehearsal. There we go. So how about some announcements? And we're going to go over some of the current protocols, just so everybody's aware of that. First of all, I want to make sure that you're aware that we're still asking you to register at least one time on a Sunday so that we know that you've read and agreed to the protocols. You only need to do that once, and then you're good for forever. For those who are vaccinated, they will no longer need to wear face masks. For those who are not vaccinated or only partially vaccinated, we still ask that you continue to wear face masks in the church building and also on the church grounds. And that also would include any children that are age 2 and older who are not fully vaccinated. We'd ask that they also wear a face mask. And as we've heard, there's still no singing, sadly, Carolyn. And please wear a face mask if you want to mouth the words so Carolyn doesn't have to yell at you. Not that she yells, but anyway. So you can clap and tap your toes and do all the other fun things that we do when we sing, but just please don't sing. And today, Yahoo, we'll be enjoying fellowship in the community room. Yes, so please bring store-bought finger foods, and thank you for that if you brought your favorite store-bought finger food. And that will be for sharing, of course, and then please take anything that you've brought with you back home after it's left over. So we will need some people to also help with making coffee for fellowship. If you are interested in making coffee, there are two options. Either you can meet with Tony today. Tony is in the back, and she will show you how to do that. Or you can come a little bit early next Sunday and either work with her or just read the very easy to follow directions. And I think that's it for the protocols. So we'll move on next to what's happening here in our church. First of all, we'll be holding a Zoom book study class on the book, What Are You? By Imelda Shanklin. Right now, there are about a dozen people registered for the class. This book study will be held over 3 consecutive Monday evenings, and that begins tomorrow, July 19th, and will continue on the 26th and August 2nd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. The book has been highlighted in the last 2 Sunday talks, so you might want to consider going back and reviewing those Sunday talks, which are on our website prior to tomorrow night's meeting. And this is a love offering class, so you're simply joining us, and then the Zoom information will be listed on the front page of our website. And if you need the book, it may be purchased either at unity.org or thriftbooks.org or even on Amazon. And on Saturday morning, August 14th, we'll be holding a morning of fun spiritual activities called Spirit Camp. Woo-hoo. This will be a morning to experience your inner spirit through arts and crafts, music and dance, challenging conversations with toes in chilled water. meditation and singing bowls, labyrinth movements, Reiki, and very, very much more. So this is open to all adults and for children that are supervised by their parents or caretakers. And if you would like to help out on the day of Spirit Camp, please email Reverend Christine at revchris@unityhartford.org. And you may register by printing your name on the sign-up sheets that are available out in the atrium or later this week when they'll be online. There is a $10 fee to cover the materials, which can be paid online or at the door. We hope you'll come and feed your spirit with joy. So, in a moment, Carolyn will be singing our opening song. And when she does, we encourage you to put on your animal mask and then to get up and dance in the aisles and perhaps take some fun selfies. And if you think you might want to mouth the words, then put on your regular mask first and then your other mask over it. And that will work. So with that, we'll ask Carolyn, what is our opening song this morning?
Well, our opening song this morning, I think quite appropriately, is Dancing in the Streets. So you guys ready?
Ready.
We can stand up if we want to.
Right, stand up,
We can move
please.
about the cabin. All right, here we go. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right. We're dancing in the street. They're dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere, swinging, swaying, records playing, dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. Everybody grab a girl, everywhere around the world they'll be dancing, dancing in the street, dancing in shoot, Baltimore and DC now. Can't forget the Motor City. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. There'll be swinging, swaying, records playing, dancing in the street. Oh, doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So everybody grab a girl, everywhere around the world they'll be dancing, dancing in the street. Come on in, dancing in the street, dancing in the street, dancing in the street. I love it.
You're on.
Woo! Thank you, Carolyn. That was fun. Yeah. Okay, if you would please join me in our statement of faith. And if we could do this together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good omnipotence. Amen. And now Deborah will share with us our daily word.
All right. God morning, Unity family. Today's daily word is realize. I realize the power of spiritual truth. I've had many aha moments throughout my life when something that had befuddled me for years suddenly became clear. It may have been something I tried to learn in school, a skill I practiced and tried to master as I grew, or even an idea that challenged my understanding of the world around me. Whenever I realized something new, I could feel my world expanding, opening up before me in fresh and exciting ways, making me eager to discover even more. On my spiritual journey, I feel a similar excitement as I realize I have so much more than a spark of divinity within me. I am fully divine, just as I am fully human. I feel newly alive in this realization, and so very grateful for it. And from Genesis 28, verse 16, then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." I realize the power of spiritual truth. Namaste. I think you're up.
Well, welcome to Silly Sunday. This is only our second Silly Sunday in the last 3 years, and so I thought we were long overdue for a Sunday we could revel in our silliness. And in the last 16 months, it seems to me anyway, that the laughter and silliness has been too far and in between. Anyone else? Yeah, right. And you know what everyone says, what they all say, laughter is the best medicine. I actually researched that phrase and discovered that it comes from the Bible, from Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22. A merry heart doth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. Now, over the centuries, the years, that became laughter is the best medicine. But it wasn't really looked on as medicine until the 1300s, when a professor of surgery, Henri de Monteville, created a post-operative therapy that included humor. This belief in the therapeutic benefit of laughter has been adopted by many, many people. In the late 1700s, an English poet and politician, Lord Byron, wrote, "Always laugh when you can. It is cheap medicine." And our own Mark Twain, "The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter." Clergy and slavery abolitionist Henry Ward Beecher in the middle 1800s wrote that mirth is God's medicine. Everybody ought to bathe in it. And then in the late 1800s, German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, not known to be an incredibly happy person, wrote, "Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter." And yet there is one more that I want to share with you. In 1939, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote, "There are various methods of erasing fear from the mind and preventing its congestion in the body. One of the most direct and effective shatterers of fear is laughter. Laugh your fears away." Now, how's that for a bumper sticker? Laugh your fears away. In that same article, which was entitled "The Healing Power of Joy," Mr. Fillmore states that we all should practice delightful, happy, joyous states of mind. It is such thoughts that open the way for the ever-present God mind to pour out its splendid resources into our mind and through us into all our affairs. The healing power of joy. The healing power in joy, in laughter. I know that when I laugh, I do feel better. My spirits rise. often can feel like a weight has been lifted. Anyone else? Yeah, right. So, and isn't the best that when you laugh so hard that tears come rolling down your face? That is the most wonderful feeling. Well, we know that our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, was a great supporter of science and medicine. And he held that if we have not been successful in our demonstrations of whatever, whether it be health or prosperity or peace or joy or love, it is most likely that we have not been disciplined and persisted in our mental or prayer work. He wrote that if we have never tested our faith in God and divine mathematical laws, we might just right now begin to discipline our mind and raise our thoughts to a consistent, joyous level of faith-filled expectancy. So according to Mr. Fillmore, science and even mathematics are at play here. So what do scientists and doctors today think about laughter being the best medicine? Well, I read through several scientific and medical articles and found lots of good proof. And in fact, I put together a list of the medicinal benefits of laughter. And here they are. Well, laughter can help relieve pain. Laughter releases endorphins. One effect of the release of this hormone is that it increases our pain tolerance. They actually did a study, and they had participants watch 15 minutes of a comedy show in a group. The pain tolerance increased by 10%. And even when they put people to watch a comedy show by themselves, their pain tolerance did increase, but not as much when there were other people around. It helps your heart. Laughter helps your heart by increasing the amount of oxygen in your blood and kicking up your heart rate. And this can improve vascular function and decrease the risk of heart attacks. It also decreases the arterial wall stiffness, which is linked to cardiovascular diseases. A lot of difficult words there. It boosts your immune system. Laughing releases anti-infection antibodies to help protect your body from infection. So that's what we should all be doing. Reduces stress. Your body releases cortisol when you're stressed. Laughter is one of the ways your body can help regulate cortisol. Laughing increases, as I said before, your oxygen intake, which stimulates body circulation and decreases your cortisol levels. Some studies showed that just the act of laughing, even when there's not humor in it, like it's a forced laugh, that can help have positive stress relieving effects. And of course, it relaxes your body. It causes your muscles, stress, of course, we've realized, has our muscles tense up. Well, laughter relaxes those muscles. And so a good laugh can relieve your muscles of extra strength for up to 45 minutes. Yeah. You're all welcome. It lowers your blood pressure. Laughter releases, as we said before, endorphins that counteract the negative effect, lowering your blood pressure as a result. Here's my best. Here's my favorite. It helps with weight loss. Right? A common effect of chronic stress is weight gain. Well, laughing not only reduces the stress hormones that causes weight gain, but it also burns calories. Pretty cool. Additionally, it has been suggested that laughter and humor differs from other cognitive-based emotional strategies, since it doesn't deny the negative experience, but helps to see it as less threatening. Being able to laugh at even traumatic events in our lives doesn't cause us to ignore them, but prepares us to endure them through playfulness and a changed perspective. Laughter and humor can support our willingness to change and can help us revise habitual stories or behavior, especially those that perpetuate shame or isolation, inferiority, worry, and perfectionism. Of all the commonly endorsed character strength, humor contributes most strongly to life satisfaction. And so, here are some very specific mental health benefits. It provides a distraction. When you laugh, you aren't thinking about the bills or the long list of things to do. Laughter provides your brain with a necessary break from the worrying or fearful thoughts that cause stress. It improves your mind. Nothing squashes a bad mood quite like a good laugh. Laughing produces a general sense of well-being and can diffuse even anger and lessen depression and anxiety as well as just making it easier to cope with challenging stress situations. And it strengthens relationships. A shared laugh with family or friends or even a stranger can help you feel more connected and not so alone. Humor is also a powerful way to heal past disagreements or resentments. So there are lots of physical and mental benefits to be had from joy and laughter. Now, in his book, Jesus Christ Heals, Charles Fillmore counsels us to cultivate those mind activities which stimulate naturally the currents of life in the body. And joy and laughter are two wonderful and very important mind activities that do that. They stimulate our mind and they stimulate our body. He suggests that the soul established in a consciousness of laughter and joy more easily accepts spiritual guidance and divine ideas, and a more abundant life naturally follows. So my advice is to bring laughter into your spiritual practice. Yeah, laughter. Certainly start your day with prayer and meditation, but also include laughter. Start your day off with a laugh. You could also try laughter yoga. It's a form of yoga that encourages prolonged voluntary laughter, and you could even try a class online. Here's my favorite. Laugh at yourself. Learning to laugh at yourself is one of the best ways you can add more joy into your life. You know, laughter, Deborah and I have had a lot of occasions these past 16 months. Laughter helps tame that inner critic that can be so demanding, and it can boost your self-esteem. Next time you do something that would otherwise upset you, try to find the positive in the situation, or better yet, look for the funny in it. Alter your environment, because your environment can play a big part in your mood, right? So reshape your prayer area to include things that make you smile. Perhaps get a copy of that very famous picture of Jesus laughing, or a photo of your dog in a hilarious costume. Spend time with playful people. We tend to be influenced by the people we hang around. Hopefully today, you ran into a few playful people. Take a spiritual laughter break. Take 15 minutes a day to do or think about something that makes you laugh. It might just help you live a happier life. And if Charles Fillmore is right, it will open you up more to the divine and your good. And even if nothing strikes you as particularly funny, just force a fake laugh and see if that doesn't have some effect on you. Finally, smile when you pray. For many of us, prayer and spiritual practices are serious and solemn. And sometimes that does feel right. But do we always need to be quiet and assume a formal or stiff poise, or listen to solemn music, or speak in soft whispers? Quiet, serious, solemn, all the time? Why? I don't think that a quiet and serious demeanor is always necessary. Personally, I think the universe has an incredible sense of humor. And babies see it quite clearly. I was watching a YouTube of a baby laughing hysterically whenever her mom said the word donkey. Just saying that word would set this baby off into uncontrollable laughter. And you know what? Donkey is kind of a funny word. Yeah. If you really start paying attention and start looking for the funny, you will definitely find it. And when you do, embrace it, savor it, and know that as you giggle and laugh, not only are you becoming healthier and thinner, but your soul, your heart and mind are opening ever wider to the gifts and the powers of the divine. Every day, have a good laugh. It is the best medicine. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Christine. Oh, and now we get to express and experience our joyful abundance. In the atrium, for those that are in the sanctuary, there is a giving box where you may place your checks and cash offerings and tithes. There will be ushers in the atrium to greet you with that. Just remember that credit cards must be given through our website at unityhartford.org. Click on the donate button in the right. And those are wonderful, tangible gifts. We get to see them. We get to use them in our church community and for the greater good for all. But let's also take an intangible gift and bring that with joy and laughter into our hearts. A gift of harmony or peace, laughter, and hold that intangible gift in your heart along with your tangible gift, and let's bless it together. Say this out loud with me together. Divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive, and so it is. Amen. Kirk, if you'd like to come back and lead us in the Gandhi blessing.
A bear, a moose, and a lobster walked into a bar. Did you see anything there about a deer? A lobster? Anyway, for those of you who might be interested, see me in the community room later and I'll finish that story. The Gandhi blessing is meant to be a call and response. So we're going to do that today, and I'd also invite you to please stand up if you're able and say the response line. And take some time to look around the sanctuary at others. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. Our wisdom flows from the highest source. And I salute that source in you.
So please take a seat. This is the point in our service when Carolyn sings the peace song. And we really do want everyone to truly enjoy listening to the song. And yet this is also where some of us unconsciously start to sing the song. So if you want to hum along or mouth the words or think you might inadvertently start singing, please put on a face mask. But I want you all to do something else first. I want us to make a choice, to make a conscious choice, to choose love and peace for each other's safety, more than our love of singing this song. To make a real conscious choice. So let's take a moment. We're going to take a moment of silence and just go within and individually make that conscious choice not to sing. Thank you for doing that. And remember to put on your face mask if you want to hum or mouth the words, or in the spirit of Silly Sunday. You can even put some tape over your lips, just in case. So I have to say all this now because once I have this on, I'm going to leave the tape on the platform steps. And if you want to use it, just come up and use it. And
So Carolyn will now do her peace song, followed by the prayer for protection, and then she'll finish with a ending song.
All right. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
oh, that doesn't hurt at all. There you go. So now, thank you, Carolyn, for that, and thank you, all of you. Please join me now in our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Absolutely. So thank you, Deborah Giddings, today, and thank you to all of our prayer chaplains. I know that they have all been holding sacred space, holding us all in prayer. And we have some prayer chaplains with us today who will be available to pray with people individually. And if those prayer chaplains could stand up, I think it's Wendy and Kat and Joanne. All right, thank you. Let me sit down. They will remain in the sanctuary after the service to pray one-on-one with you. And all you need to do is simply approach one of them and say you would like prayer support. And so you may also email your prayer request to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org. And the prayer chaplains will hold your request in confidentiality, just like they will do today, and they will pray with you. If you'd like, you may also put a prayer request card. One or two might be in the pew in front of you. If not, they're at the table in the back. Thank you, Sue. She's holding that up there. Put it in the prayer request box, and the prayer chaplains, again, will hold you in prayer for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, those prayer request cards will be sent to Silent Unity, where they will be held in prayer for another 30 days. If anyone would like to talk to me about anything, please feel free to send me an email. Send it to revchris, REVCHRIS, @unityhartford.org. I also want to thank today's greeters, Lois and Lee. Thank you for being out there and greeting us so wonderfully. Thank you to our ushers. Angel is already back there. And thank you to our worship assistant, Kirk Smallage, and also our entire live stream team, Jim Mahoney, Julie Elward, and Tony Bensko. Yes, yay! If you would like to be a part of any team, well, actually, if you would like to get further along on your spiritual journey, if you would like to grow spiritually, being in service could be the rocket in your pocket. That could be the way that it is the proven way to actually grow, because you're in that divine life process of giving and receiving. And you're doing it so consciously. So if you'd like to serve, just give me a call or send me an email, and we'll have a conversation and see what would be the perfect place for you. Thank you all for your willingness to celebrate your silliness today and to demonstrate your love for each other by not singing, or by certainly wearing a mask, or even taping your mouth. I didn't see anybody run up here for the tape, though. And so, finally, many thanks to our music director, Carolyn Fisher. Thank you. And so, Carolyn, what is our final song today that we're going to be singing? I'm sorry, I got to change that. What is our final song today that you, and only you, are going to be singing?
Well, our final song today is called Firework. It's by Katy Perry. And I'm going to say, just feel free to groove, It's a fun little song. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screams, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just to own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, do 'em, what are you worth? Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. your colors burst. Make him go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave him all in, oh, oh, oh. You don't have to feel like a wasted space. You're an original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds. After a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe the reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. You're like a lightning bolt, your heart will grow, and when it's time, you know, you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh. Gonna leave 'em all in, oh, oh, oh. Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come and show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Oh, baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, oh, oh, oh. You're gonna leave 'em all in, oh, oh, oh. Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. That's how it That's how it ends. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here today, both in person and online. And don't forget to come back and join us Wednesday for our meditation service at 7 o'clock. That'll be on Facebook, or you can join us right here in the sanctuary starting at 6:30. We look forward to seeing you then.